Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Super Meat Boy. Today I bring you the long-awaited Chapter 5, The Rapture. Alright, here's your cutscene, enjoy. Alright, nice little Mega Man 2 homage there, which is actually one of my favorite games of all time, so I really appreciate that. I'm going to be using Jill for this part of the Let's Play, because honestly, it makes things a lot easier, and, you know, I don't know what to tell you if you consider this cheap or cheating. Well, look, I died already, so perhaps take pity on me instead of malice. Anyway, for a couple of these levels I will not be using Jill, for a couple of them I'll actually be using Meat Boy, particularly on the boss since you have no other choice. But also on a specific set of levels that just seem a lot harder with Jill. For anyone wondering, in my last video I mentioned that I kind of took a referendum or a plebiscite as to whether you guys would rather see editing of my deaths, as in removing the most egregious offenders, or if you would rather see me basically just do a non-practiced run. What I ended up doing was a lot of editing, actually. A lot of editing. I took this down from about 40 minutes to about 14, and I tried to be judicious with my editing, but I am not showing a lot of deaths, and frankly I'm glad I didn't, because I'm pretty sure if I did, this video would easily be longer than 15 minutes, and that would kind of conflict with my my MO, or my goal of keeping this like a compact and lightweight Let's Play. But again, if you find this kind of unwatchable, then please let me know, because my goal is to provide a product that people actually want to see. I don't want to unnecessarily anger people. So these levels really are difficult, and they're starting to push me to the brink of my skill. As you can probably tell by the fact that it took me almost 40 minutes to beat this with Jill, who actually is probably a lot easier to beat the levels with than Meat Boy. So for me to bring this to you was actually a significant challenge, but you know, that's how you get better, right? You work harder. Jill, I guess I haven't really properly introduced her. She has what the game calls air brakes, but essentially it means if you tap A, you can fly. Like, in this situation, I'm flying directly under where I should be, and this was not intentional. I kind of thought I could get back up through there, but I didn't. Yeah, so a lot of people, I guess, consider her to be kind of a cheap character, because she can, more than other characters, direct her movements, even more so than people with a double jump. I don't necessarily consider her cheap. I actually, for the most part, I find her harder to use than Meat Boy. This is just kind of one of the rare circumstances where I think she works really well. And actually, through this part of the game, I end up having some decent runs. There are actually some of these levels I beat on my first try, which might not seem that special to many of you, but to me, it holds a special place in my heart. This level in particular is a lot easier with Jill, because you have the ability to kind of hover while you wait for the keys to come down. Just like that, right there. One thing I have considered doing in the future is, instead of showing the actual gameplay of me beating the level, on levels where I die a lot, I'll just show the replay. So you'll see both my successful run and the hundreds and hundreds of deaths I'll invariably get as we progress into the later stages of the game, which is really where we are right now. There's not a whole lot left. We've got 4 Dark Worlds, the downloadable content, which I had people ask me where the DLC is. Once you get 20 bandages, the DLC automatically unlocks for you and automatically updates for free. So yeah, if you don't have 20 bandages, get on that. There's 20 bandages that are not too hard to get in the game, so you really have no excuse. I mean, I'm the one who sucks at getting bandages. This is maybe not my least favorite level in this section, but one of the more difficult with Jill. Because she's a touch slower than Meat Boy, yeah, as you can see. Yeah, she's a touch slower than Meat Boy, so it's a lot harder to get away from, and even more so get around these Meat Boy clones, or Meat Boy killer death robots that are hunting you. What you've really got to try to do is fake them out, and goad them all into jumping away from you so that you can make a quick getaway, but even then, your safety is not guaranteed. Luckily, Jill's air brakes make it impossible, if not easy, to actually maneuver around them. And I believe this is one of the few levels where I've not actually A+'d every stage. So this one is one of my real problems when it comes to worlds in the game. I'm actually a little bit better at the next world, I think. I was really pissed off about that one because I spent so long trying to trick him into running into this saw, but then he just was not having any part of it. So this one, if you don't botch that first jump right there, this one's usually pretty easy. You kind of just gotta wait it out, which is one of the reasons I actually had to do editing on this is because in the first worlds, when you make a mistake and die, it's not that big of a problem because the levels are only, sometimes 2 or 3 seconds long, but, at most 15, 20 seconds long. On this one, and actually the ones coming next, if you make a mistake, it could be a 2 or 3 minute mistake, which, is a serious problem. It adds up as you do a Let's Play, when you can only have 15 minutes per part. I guess theoretically I could have more than 15 minutes per part if I break it up, but I really want to keep these compact and lightweight. As you can see, I'm really terrible at this jump. This is one of those jumps that's easier with Meat Boy, but I'll stick with Jill for now. I'll be using other characters as we move on. Starting as early as this level. This one I started as Jill, and I really thought it would be fine, but made kind of a mistake there, and somewhat of a mistake there, so I switched over to Ogmo. And really, I should have known better than this, because from my own Let's Play, I remember saying Ogmo is not very good at those locks. So now we move on to Meat Boy. And, even with Meat Boy, I have a very hard time with this level, despite his quickness. The advantage to using Meat Boy here is these saws are perfectly designed for his jump, whereas other characters need to kind of force it a little bit. And on this one, I will be using Ogmo as well after I commit meat-aside with Meat Boy. This one is much, much easier with Ogmo, and I assume the Kid, than it is with any other character in the game, just because if you make a mistake, it doesn't mean you're gonna die. It means, you can, well, that time you can just land back on the platform, but for the most part it means you can do a double jump and either keep yourself at the position you're at, or redirect yourself. The downside is his single jump is not that high, so I end up getting trapped here for a couple minutes. But once you work around that, the level's actually pretty easy. This one is significantly harder with Meat Boy than it is with Ogmo. Or the Kid, again, but I'm making an assumption there, since I still do not have him. Now, the game designers really must have gone to the school of annoying enemies, because those dog-type floating balloon creatures are straight out of the Super Mario 3 playbook. They're just like the suns in the desert levels that would follow you around. And if you've ever played that game, you know why they're some of the most hated enemies in video game history. They're just annoying, and their movement is somewhat unpredictable. Not totally unpredictable, but somewhat unpredictable. And there is nothing more frustrating than getting to the end of a level and having one of these bite you right as you go to touch Bandage Girl. And, as you might have guessed from the tone of my voice, that's something that happened, I don't know, 52,000 fucking times over the course of this recording. I just can't get out of here. I probably died, I don't know, at least 6 or 7 times just trying to get out of this cave. Come on, just thank you. And the game actually gets a little bit more devilish with them as you move along. Alright. I was about to switch characters there, but then I decided, you know what, this is doable with Jill, so let's just get it done. Not having my smoothest runs here so far, but yeah, this looks more like it. Some of the jumps absolutely have to be pixel perfect, like this one right here. And really, I should not be taking my time on those. And I kind of think I should have died there. My head really touched those white death blobs, whatever they're supposed to be. And actually, this level itself is not too bad. I mean, I really hate those dogs. Would anyone in the comments like to name those? Because I'm really not sure what they're supposed to be. Along with most of my my enemy names in this game, like the purple dust bunnies. There's another spot right there where I died 1,000 times because the dog tried to kill me. And this is one of the levels where I think the game gets really cool with its game design. This kind of looks like a Mega Man-esque puzzle. Or Mega Man-esque cross-section of bullets, let's say. The game really starts to pull together elements of the earlier part of the levels. So you've got to solve these blocks while avoiding the saws. But now you have to also avoid saws while getting these homing missiles to shoot down barriers for you. This level is not that hard, but kind of a pain in the ass the first time you do it. Jill makes it a lot easier because she can really maintain her altitude and her position without much trouble. But with Meat Boy, and I have done these levels with Meat Boy, it's much, much harder. Oh, god damn it. Okay, I found the glitch world by accident. But this is cool because I actually have not unlocked this glitch world yet, so, you know, there's a first time for everything. This seems to come up a lot in the Let's Play, as you saw in Chapter 2 as well. Not the best start. That could have gone a lot better. These glitch worlds are a real pain in the ass because you only have a certain number of lives, but wow. I'm not predicting great things going down here. Oh, alright. Oh, done. Yeah, again, the glitch worlds require a lot of practice, and I should never have expected to beat that one on a sight read. So we'll go back to Jill and just beat this level normally. The real problem with this level, or the real challenge I should say, not problem, because it actually is ingenious level design, is that once you get that key, it takes, I don't know, 30 seconds for those locks to unlock around Bandage Girl. So in the meantime, you've got to really avoid these bullets, obviously, or you'll die instantly, as you will with pretty much every other obstacle in this game. And this is kind of a culmination of all of the strategies that they force you to learn over the course of the level. You have the homing missiles that you have to avoid, you have the lock puzzles, and you have the cross-section of bullets that you have to get around. But actually, this is one of the easier levels in all of the Rapture, I'd say. And one of the most fun, really. Maybe that's just because it's one of the few where I didn't die 1,000 times. Now, this level is one of the most frustrating in any video game I've ever played in my entire life. I'm basically just getting lucky here in the fact that I don't have all three of those balloon dogs chasing me. Most of the time, I do, and that's a problem. But if you get far enough away, they fall asleep. So really, I just got lucky there. But let's not say lucky, it's skill. And I got lucky there that I actually managed to, I don't know, Michael Bay my way through those missiles like a transformer. Alright, anyway, let's move on to the boss. Here's the cutscene for you. I really love that shot of Meat Boy at the end of that clip, but apart from that, this is actually, I'm sad to say, by far my least favorite boss fight in the game. Not because it's difficult, actually, quite the opposite. It's really easy, and all you have to do is pretty much stand here and wait for them to jump into the saws. But also, it seems to glitch for me constantly. Like, sometimes the worms will jump into the saw, but their bodies will stick around. You can't touch them, and they won't kill you, but they'll stick around. Sometimes they're, graphically, it will just glitch out and I'll have just worm teeth coming at me. But anyway, yep, that's that boss fight, so probably my least favorite, not very fun. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next part of this Let's Play, and again, please let me know in the comments if you really detest this new style I'm running. Next part will be Chapter 6, The End, but not really.